welcome. Episode 39? No, 93. It's off to a good start already. Episode 93 of the Fret Talk podcast. You are here with your host, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. That's me. You are also here with Mr. Matt Quine. Say hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Well, hey.
Yeah.
Classic Fret Talk. So, I can't see you. You can't see me. This is a strange one. This one is, isn't it?
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
But the show must go on. So, how you been, Matt? What you been up to?
Yeah, been good. For probably the first time in God knows how many months, I've been up to a lot.
Shit. Go on.
So, if we go back to the thing I did closest to the last recording of the podcast was I had my first practice with a new band.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So I went along. I'm the only guitarist. They didn't have any sort of. They're going to get somebody in to sing, but we haven't got anybody yet. But the keyboardist just did some. He does some backing vocals, so he just said, "I'll sing along," so we can sort of have things to lock in with. And we went through about 10 or 12 songs, which was quite good. They're all fairly experienced musicians. One of them's a classically trained concert pianist who now does his hand at keyboards.
Shit, man.
The bassist has been playing bass in bands since 1959. So he's got a fair bit of experience behind him.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, and they were really happy with me. I really enjoyed myself. We went in. We started. We did Mr. Blue Sky. We then did a couple of the other numbers, and then I'd said it wasn't on their list, but they'd asked me to think of one song to do, and I said Red House. So they just said, "Tell me a key," and I said, "Well, I'd normally play along to Hendrix's version, so B flat." So they went, "Right, okay," and we did that, and every single one of us really enjoyed it, to the point where, although we'll use some of the old set, I think we're probably going to end up playing a lot of blues. And the other thing is, although the bassist is a bassist through and through, he's also quite a big guitarist as well. And he kept asking me questions about my pedal board, and he was talking about pedals that he's got from his guitar rig. And we basically went to the pub after the practice and stayed there for another hour and a half just chatting about gear, and it was just a really, really good experience. Really enjoyed myself.
That's just a completely wholesome and positive story, that is. It's what music, going out and playing music, should be about, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I mean, I was really nervous. I knew some of the guys were talented musicians. The guy who's keyboardist, who like I say, is classically trained. We have a thing over here called the Guild, where you basically a load of local musicians enter a competition against each other. They all play the same piece and use their instruments. So there's like flute bits, there's piano bits, there's bits of all sorts of different types. And he's won like the Guild. The pianist has won the Guild 10 times in the last 20 years. Okay. So he's like critically acclaimed by the high ups locally and stuff. So I was really nervous going in. They made me feel really welcome. They didn't even comment on the fact that I was 20 years younger than any of them and nearly 50 years younger than the bassist. Everybody just wanted to have a good time playing music, and all of us really enjoyed it because of that. It was just a fantastic experience.
It's also a real kind of confidence boost for yourself as well, isn't it? The fact that these guys are like almost hundreds of 100 years worth of experience between them, being critically acclaimed musicians and have been in bands since they were probably younger than your age, and they're saying, yeah, this is the guy that we want playing guitar in our band as well.
It is. It's really good. I'm just absolutely sort of well up for it. They made me feel at home, and I just, like I say, loved every minute of it. It made me feel good. It's just a really, really positive thing that kind of happened on a Wednesday night. Yeah, it was awesome.
There's not much else that happens on a Wednesday night, is there really?
No. I mean, we've got to wait a couple of weeks for another practice because a couple of the guys are in a local sort of Amdram society. They're doing a Monty Python stage show, so it'll be a few weeks before I get to play with them again. But I'm looking forward to it.
Fair play. So, have you been up to any other shenanigans this week?
Yeah. So then, obviously, we had bank holiday weekend, and on the Monday, I mentioned probably 6 months ago at this point where I've been contacted by a girl I know on Facebook, and she was talking about wanting to do an open mic, but she can't play an instrument.
Yeah. I remember you mentioning this actually. Yeah.
So I managed to talk her into going into an open mic finally. She's somebody who's not got the most self-confidence, or she's not got any self-confidence, basically.
Yeah.
And the reason she wanted to do this was because she wanted to perform in public and sort of help herself build on that. And I managed to get her to finally go to an open mic on Monday. We did 3 songs. So all I've been doing is basically whatever songs she wants to sing, I'll learn them on the guitar. Then we'll meet up, play through them a few times. If she's out anywhere, I've not been kind of overly critical, but pointing out where things aren't working and stuff. The 3 songs we ended up doing were really weird choices for female vocalists. So we did Heart Shaped Box by Nirvana.
Yeah.
She's quite into Evanescence, and Amy Lee did a version that she enjoys. So we did that. We did Paramore's version of My Hero by the Foo Fighters, which is in a different key, but again worked really well. And then Paramore's version of Love's Not a Competition by the Kaiser Chiefs.
That's not a tune that I'm familiar with, but
it's off their second album. It was. I don't think it was one of the singles, but Paramore did it in the live lounge, and she sent it through to me on a YouTube video and just said, "I really like this. Can we have a go at it?" And we did, and it went down really well. We went to an open mic where I knew the guy who was running it. I knew the audience that was going to be there would be supportive. She did really well. There was a couple of times where she hit some dodgy notes, but everybody does. She did really well. There's a couple of videos floating around. I'll try and remember to share them in the podcast group.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so proud of her for overcoming that kind of obstacle. She really enjoyed herself, and we're going to do some more soon. So yeah,
check you out, Mr. Supportive. But again, it's a testament to kind of the magic that music does have, that you can take people who are not necessarily the most confident people and give them that boost and that inspiration to want to challenge themselves as well. Yeah,
and that's they basically happened almost a week apart. Obviously, there was 2 days difference, but in that kind of 5-day span, I had kind of the highs of myself being accepted into what I see as a group of very talented musicians, and then I was able to then help somebody who didn't feel confident in herself become more confident, and it's a testament to how music can just make anybody feel better.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a force for good, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of music. If that hasn't come across already.
Yeah.
So I mean, those are absolutely awesome things to have done. I feel very self-centered with mentioning what I've done, because it's all about me rather than anything.
Well, if you want me to kind of just jam something in there so you seem less self-centered, I've finally tried the Les Paul with the P90s in a band situation with my normal band at practice on Wednesday night, and then shortly before the podcast recording, I've been setting up for tomorrow night's gig, and I've been using that. And fuck me, those Fletchers are brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I I try not to come across as being extremely biased when it comes to Fletcher pickups, but I know it must come across that I'm just shilling his products, but it's not through any kind of brand motivation. It is literally just the fact that they are really good. And I used to be like hugely loyal to Damasio pickups, and I've all but taken out pretty much all of the Damasio pickups that I've got in my guitars and replaced them with Fletchers.
Yeah.
So that's a testament to it.
Yeah, and I when we started doing the podcast, if anybody's been listening that long or goes to listen to the back catalogue, I'd never heard Fletcher pickups in the flesh. I'd heard obviously you playing them through various videos on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah,
it doesn't do them justice. Even the sound demos on the website, they're as good as you're going to get online. But the only way to hear whether the pickups are as good as people say they are is to hear them in the flesh. It's the same with anything else. You have to try them yourself in your own setup, and I've now got two different sets. I've got the blends in my SG, and I've got these P90s in this vintage Les Paul, and they just fantastic. I can't say anything highly enough about them. The way they sit in the mix. Obviously, P90s are not something that I've ever used live before. Decent P90s are not something I've ever used live before. I've used PRS's soap bars from the SE range, and they're fucking awful.
Let's not talk about them again.
These just absolutely perfect. The bridge P90 is exactly what you think a bridge P90 should sound like. It cuts, but it's not too brittle.
Yeah, it's got snarl and honk. But
yeah.
it doesn't have the ridiculous top end. And then you've got that beautiful, that kind of hollowness in the neck position with the bell-like. I know, just throwing buzzwords at it there. Cause I think there were an Alnico 5 set that you've got. And the neck pickup is very similar to the one that I've got in the Revelation. And like you say, it's just...
Yeah.
They are phenomenal.
And for the first time ever, I'm actually using the volume knobs in the middle position to create a whole different tone. Like, I'm a cretin. I'll happily admit this. I'm normally a volume all the way up, tone all the way up, stick it on one pickup. But I've taught myself how to do tone, and without using tone knobs necessarily. I will use the tone knobs as well, but just blending those two pickups together to kind of get a little bit of cut, but with the warmth of the neck pickup as well, just by having either more of the bridge or more of the neck in that middle position, and I just love the pickups. I love the guitar as well. I did a bit of my own setup, so I've, for the first time ever, actually touched the truss rod, and I did all the rest of the setup. I've got it because when I buy a lot of lower end guitars, nothing has ever got intonation set up or the saddle heights in the right place. I'm fairly good at doing that, but when it comes to
the actual setup rods, rods and
I've always kind of stayed away from it, but I've done it, and to me it feels great. When people talk about you hold the 1st fret and the 12th fret and have a tiny little bit of movement halfway between, and I've actually learned how to do that myself, or taught myself how to do that. It plays nicely. The other guitarist in my band commented that it played nicely, so I've just
what you want, isn't it?
Yeah. And I can't wait to gig with it tomorrow night.
And speaking of Fletcher P90s, I had a little visit to Mr. Fletcher over this week. So for the podcast group, I think he shared it on the podcast group. If not, he shared it. He shared it with our little group. That I'd had his Harley Benton for a bit longer than he had perhaps anticipated, as well as another couple of guitars of his. So I went to visit him to hand him back these guitars, and he happened to have my weird kind of snot burst SG with some new P90s in it, and they're based on the like original Gibson staple P90s, and yeah, I've had a quick chance to have a go at them through an amp that I weren't particularly familiar with, and they sounded pretty funky good. But we'll be getting some kind of sound demos up of that and a few other Fletcher pickups very soon. Yeah, I've got a few in the pipeline. I think I shared also the fact that my old Ibanez RGR, he's put some rather childish humbuckers in there.
Right.
So he's now started experimenting with blade pickups, and I believe he's doing a range of them, but I'm not fully au fait with the ranges that he's doing. But the ones that he's given me are something a bit new and a bit strange. So they're like dual blades, so like a blade per coil, if you will, rather than like the dual blade single coils, which are kind of two blades on one bobbin. So it's just your kind of standard single blade. But they're Alnico 6 magnets, which I don't think I've ever played before. So apparently, according to,
I don't think I've ever heard of an Alnico 6.
Yeah, you usually get 2, 3,
to
or
5,
5. Yeah. 4s are uncommon. 3s aren't particularly common. It's usually 2 or 5, to be fair. But 6, according to Fletch, are very characteristically similar to 5s, but like they're on steroids. So like well overpowered 5s. So I'm very very much looking forward to trying these, because the last set that he asked me to try, which were uncommon, were a neodymium magnet bridge pickup, which was like ridiculously powerful. They're like ceramic pickups, but with the dynamics of an Alnico pickup, and with that was paired with an Alnico 8 neck pickup. And they were fire breathing monsters, but they bluesed really well. So yeah, I'm expecting to use these Alnico 6 fire breathing Alnico 5s and do some really tasteful blues with them. Of
course you are.
Well, they don't call me the blues pedal chap for nothing. Hang on. Wait a minute.
I sense a rebranding.
That's it, yeah. Blues playing chap. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to plug them in yet, but I had a quick go on the RGR because I haven't had a chance to play that in a long time. And it's a really comfortable guitar. I forget how comfortable it is, and it encourages me to play tasteful stuff, which, if you've ever looked at them, these RGRs, because they're like reverse headstock RGs, and they usually come in like black, which this one does. It's like black with a like a faux binding around it. It looks metal as fuck. There's no other.
Apart from the fact that you put P90s in it.
Well, this is a different one. This is
not that one?
No, because that one's midnight blue, which is kind of sparkly, sparkly purple, pretty much. This one's just a black RG with a reverse headstock. So yeah, really metal looking. I bought it originally to be my guitar for drop D, and I'd ripped out all the electronics and was just gonna have a bridge pickup in it because I was playing in a metal band at the time. Yeah, but then that never happened. I liked the guitar too much and just thought, no, it's a crying shame just having this as a jugger machine. So I ended up saving it.
I've done that a few times before. Bought a guitar and gone, right, this will be my drop tuning guitar, and then gone, actually, I like this guitar. It'll stay a standard tuning.
That's it. But speaking of weird tunings as well, I had a crack at your challenge as well, didn't I?
You did?
Your challenge. So your challenge for this month, and by the time this comes out, the month will probably be over. I'm not entirely sure. Is it not quite?
No. It's Friday today and it's the 26th, so Monday will be the 30th.
There you go. So not far off at all. But
29th even.
Yeah, so it's essentially for this month it was Down by Status Quo.
It was.
And the reason for choosing that partly was for your because it's one of your new band's songs, so it makes it slightly easier on yourself. But also the fact that it's in a weird tuning. So we thought, why not make things a bit more exciting rather than just going for here's a blues solo, here's a rock solo. Okay, yeah, here's, and it was very much focused on the on nailing the rhythm and getting all these fancy different flavors from the same kind of thing, and using an alternative tuning really does do that. And I've shied away from it in the past because I figure if I've not mastered standard tuning yet, I shouldn't be trying things on alternative tunings. But you'd be really surprised how the tuning inspires you in different ways. Because I was trying to figure out the tune, I was like hitting on some really interesting sounds as well myself. So it's potentially something that I'd explore a little bit more for some writing purposes. But I got my head down and focused on it and learned a fair amount of the component parts to the song. So I learnt the intro-y bit, and then the kind of the 12-bar-ish chord progression with the added embellishments as well. And it was really, really interesting. I found it like really inspiring to play in that tuning. I obviously didn't tune a guitar to open G myself. I got the Variax to do all the hard work for me. And the great thing about that as well was playing with the guitar selection as well. And I went pretty standard. I went for the Telecaster. You said that you went for the Telecaster when you were doing it as well, didn't you, Matt? But we differed on opinion on where we went with it, didn't we?
I've picked the bridge pickup, whereas I think you said you're not sure whether you went for one of the wide range or whether you went for the mid position. Is that right? Yeah.
So I initially started on the bridge pickup because thinking Status Quo, you're thinking like really kind of really toppy, cutting through the mix, piercing rock tone. But I found it was a bit too brash. So I think I set it in the middle position. It might even have been the wide range humbucker setting. But yeah, the tone that I got on it really inspired me with the Status Quo sound as well.
Yeah, for me the Variax is quite an easy one to get that status quo sound. Obviously, I did stay on the bridge pickup, and we discussed before the cast. I like to set my amps very warm, even for bridge. So even when I'm on a bridge pickup, it's not as piercing. It's quite well rounded. So I think that's probably why I ended up with a different pickup selection to you, because obviously you were saying you quite like a lot of treble, whereas I kind of shelve it. So although I'm in the top boost channel of my Vox, I have the treble at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah. So it does sound like we differ in the ways that we kind of approach our bass sound. Because for this example, I was going through the HT5, which I often use as more practice amp. Relatively low gain, believe it or not. So I think I was probably only on about maybe 2 or 3 on the gain channel, because the HT5s do go up to quite a lot of gain. But the mid and the treble were kind of 1 o'clock maybe.
Yeah.
So definitely cutting through, and the bass was cut. The bass was maybe like 10 o'clock, maybe even 9:45.
Yeah, we definitely differ, because I tend to have the bass up at about 1 o'clock. I don't have any mid on the Vox, and because it's a very mid pushed amp, they it's only a 2-band EQ, so I have the bass kind of pushed to about 1 o'clock, and the treble down to usually between 9 and 10, but nearer the 9 side.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's again horses for courses, isn't it? And
but like once you kind of get, you obviously you have to use a Telecaster. It's a status quo song.
Yeah,
I know. There's 2 guitars in this. The other guitar is actually a Les Paul.
Okay.
Forget about that. But yeah, the one that you hear most often is the one that's doing all the is obviously a really jangly ringing telly sound, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and it serves to kind of be prominent in the mix, doesn't it?
Yeah. If you listen quite hard, I mean, I only know it's a Les Paul because I watched the video, but then listening to it after knowing that, you kind of tell that there is something that's a bit chunkier, sitting further back in the mix. It's not quieter. It's just not as present. I've
been doing a bit of recording recently, and I've found that the mix between a Telecaster and a humbuckered guitar. I've been using my Les Paul actually, but that mix between a Tele and a Les Paul is absolutely fucking magical.
Yeah,
they complement each other so well. But it's not the only challenge thing that I've done as well, is it? Because the second month that we did it was Still in Love with You, and although I had practiced it, I don't think I actually recorded it for our group, so I did both within a very short succession. Part of the reason I didn't do Still in Love with You is because I couldn't get a backing track to play as well as recording it. So I just didn't bother and just did it from memory. To which I played it back and tried to play back into it. I am not in time whatsoever. But you get the idea.
Yeah.
And when I was playing because I've got a backing track which is in standard tuning, and when I was playing along with that, it was fine. Like the timing was fine. It reminded me how rusty I was, even only after a month of not playing it. How rusty I was. On that, I did it much better, but hey ho. It was really unfortunate that after I'd recorded Down Down, pretty much like 5 minutes afterwards, my Variax had run out of battery, because I would have really loved the thick Les Paul neck pickup tone that was all over Still in Love with You, but I ended up using the Variax single coil sound, and although it definitely wasn't a Les Paul sound, it sounded banging. Sounded really good.
Yeah. That's one thing I forgot to mention when I said I rehearsed with the new band, is I used the Variax because of the drop tune, and we did Down Down as one of the songs that we went through.
Yeah.
And they got really confused when I went from a telly sound with that to a Les Paul sound, and they were like, how does that guitar sound so different? And I was like, oh, it's a Variax. And apparently one of the guitarists they'd had in the past, they'd had a Variax, and they went, oh, right, okay. And then they kind of got it. So, but yeah, they just gone, why does that now sound like a Les Paul when it sounded like a telly a second ago?
Yeah.
And I went, because I moved this from there to there.
That's it, yeah. It is, but I've shown that technology to modern guitarists as well, like people who are younger than me, and it's confused the shit out of them as well. So this isn't oh, check out the old timers. No, not at all. Like it's legitimately it's a little club, and if you're not like privy to that club, it's like mad voodoo.
It's wizardry. And like when I showed them like moving between the tunings, because obviously I'd just done it myself, not even saying anything, and they were like, so is that one of the ones that does the tuning? And I was like, yeah, when we did Down Down, I wasn't in standard tuning, and they were like, but you didn't touch the tuning. And I went, this one does that for me, watch. Strummed openly and then rolled it down. Yeah,
because you get if you roll the tuning knob, it goes down in like semitone steps for a while, doesn't it? So you go do 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 do, and then
it sort of because it goes
drop
standard,
D.
Then drop D, then half step down, then drop D, half step down, then I think it's open. Is it D standard tuning, and then it starts to go through the weird ones.
Yeah.
But
open D, open G. It's like blues G, and like there's another G, isn't it? Rezo G or something like that.
Yeah, I think it is blues G and Rezo G.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't been. There's tunings past that I can't remember. Yeah. There's loads of them. But I mean, like they were saying, it was fooling them. They thought I'd gone from a telly sound to a Les Paul sound whilst playing a Strat.
And again, it's a testament to the sound quality of the guitar, isn't it?
Yeah, and what I did then was go, oh well, it does acoustic sounds as well. And then played a bit of acoustic stuff, and then I went, oh, and here's a 12-string sound, and obviously, because it's a 12-string, I did the intro to Wish You Were Here, and now that's in the set list.
Banging. This technology bringing us together. We're going to get strung up, mainly by Stuart, by talking about the Variax, because I know how much he...
I'm sorry, it's not a basic fuzz circuit, Stuart.
Wow.
Love you, really.
That's it. Absolutely. But yeah, I mean the Variax, it really is a bit magic. And I keep telling people on guitar groups and forums and whatnot that like even if you took the Variax technology out of my standard, I would still be playing it because it's a really nice guitar.
I used the magnetic pickups for half the time I was playing, and nobody commented that it sounded worse. The magnetic pickups are brilliant. The guitars themselves, I mean, like I say, I've got the James Tyler one, so it's slightly more expensive than your one. And I would say it's the best feel for a guitar that I own. It doesn't sit with me the same way as my Cabronita does, because I've been playing my Cabronita every gig for
you've put the time in with
years at this point. Whereas, so that just feels natural to me. Whereas the JTV just feels like a great guitar.
Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? They're very dependable. They're very very honest. You know what you're getting with them.
Yeah,
and it's a bit like the way that people might describe PRS guitars in the fact that they're built really well and they're dependable. But some people might look down upon them saying, "Oh, it's not got character and it's not got soul."
Yeah.
And the argument is that that's what your cabernet is there for you, or my number one go-to is there for me, because they've got that kind of that soul and that little bit of fight back that makes you really respect them. But it's not to the detriment of the JTV or the Variant standard, because they are good guitars.
No, not at all. And like the other thing is, like, all of us enjoy playing more than one instrument. Just because I favour the Cabernet and the Variax doesn't mean I'm not going to pick up the other guitars that I have, because they all have different characteristics, and I like them all for different reasons.
Absolutely.
And just because I've got a guitar that makes the sound of some of the other ones doesn't mean I'm not going to pick them up. Like the R-Billy stuff, the rockabilly stuff on the Variax, same type of pickups that's in my Cabernet. It doesn't mean that I've stopped using my Cabernet because I've got a Variax, because at the end of the day, you're always going to want a bit of a change for the sake of change.
I mean, I find when I pick up my Les Paul, I'll play stuff that's completely different. It's a lot more rocky and a lot more kind of riff based than if I've picked up like one of my tellies. I'll be a lot more kind of floaty and Hendrixian if I've got single coils rather than if I've got my Les Paul. Because the sound of the pickups, the beefiness of the pickups, the feel of the neck, and it's just a bit chunkier and a bit wider. So the fact that you've got the different feels of the guitars and the different sounds make you respond in different ways to them as well, I find.
Yeah.
What else have I done this week? I'm sure I've done other things, but we kind of we're floating on to about 40 minutes worth of fret talk at the moment, and we haven't mentioned anything. So let's go for some news. Go on, whatever I haven't mentioned now, I'll do on the live cast on Sunday. So
yeah, I'll just put an apology that I wasn't on the live cast. I'm really sorry, but it was the only time I could see Endgame in the first 3 weeks that it's out, so I had to.
I absolutely, completely understand it. I've gone to see it today, and yeah, you absolutely need to see it. And if you are a listener and you haven't gone to see Endgame, then after this podcast, I'd suggest you do. Go, do it now. So, news. News is a thing that we are going to do.
Yay!
Woo! So, being kind of in that weird, like, bit before summer and after winter NAMM, you don't tend to get a lot of news, do you, at this kind of point?
No, it's kind of in that kind of weird lull where the winter NAMM stuff, you've had a couple of bits drop, but most of it is still not quite yet hit the stores. Then you've got nobody kind of leaking things for Summer NAMM because it's a little bit too far away. It's just kind of in that kind of lull in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a little bit. But fortunately, MXR have kicked us off. They've thrown us a little life, one of those life boys right now. And they've I think they've teased it, or is it actually being released? Because I don't think I've got a price for them anyway. So
I've not seen a price. I've seen pictures of it, but I've not seen a price.
Yeah, so like kind of pre-release stuff. Carbon copy. They're pretty much one of the ubiquitous analog delay pedals. So much so that the Joyo is very much not even trying to mask the fact that it's ripping off a carbon copy. So carbon copy MXR, they're now doing a mini version, which can only be a good thing, can't it? Really?
Yeah. It's kind of one of the ones that everybody knows, even if you're only a casual guitarist, you've heard of the carbon copy as a delay pedal.
Yeah, definitely. And I think MXR have done it in a really clever way. So they started off with their kind of mini line by doing the Phase 95, I believe was the first one that they did. Which, when you think of like iconic MXR pedals, it don't get much more iconic than the Phase 90. And the variants thereof, like the Phase 45, the Phase 100. That one knob, orange enclosured MXR pedal is pretty ubiquitous, and the fact that they released that, but with all of the options like the switching for it as well, was absolutely brilliant. They then brought out the Dynacomp Mini, which again, if you're thinking of MXR pedals, if you ain't thinking of the Phase 90, you're probably thinking of the of the Dynacomp. They also bought, so they also brought out the vintage bass octave, which, if I'm honest, I don't know, but
I didn't even know they did one.
Yeah, so apparently they have in a mini format, which so you've got to appease your 4-string counterparts, haven't you? But then this is like the next one in that series. So carbon copy mini. So your standard stuff that the carbon copy's got. So three knobs, and I can't remember exactly what they call them, but it's essentially like repeats, time, and feedback. I think one of them they call regen, but yeah. So it's essentially those. So you've got a lot of versatility with it, a lot of tweakability. There's also the mod switch, which is your kind of standard fare. So adds a modulation to your repeats. Those who are au fait with the carbon copy will know that already. But the kind of deal breaker for this one, which makes it almost like a must-have, is the fact that it's got a switch on it that allows you to change it between the standard and the bright circuit.
So you've got both of them in the one mini pedal?
Both of them in that one mini pedal.
That's a really good idea. That's kind of, it adds that extra thing, for those people that said, the carbon copy was too dark. You can have either version at the flick of a switch.
No, I'm a little bit controversially. I'm a big fan of the darker version because the way that I use delay is very much not in the rhythmic kind of sense, and it's more of an ambient and space kind of, almost in place of the reverb, which I've mentioned many times before. We've had our little fights about this. We've had our civil war,
hey.
and now we've got onto the Infinity War, where we're bringing ourselves together, and believing that we do have differences, but we can fight together to defeat a purple bastard. I think I might have slipped off topic a little bit here. What were we talking about? Oh, delay. So yeah,
delay pedals.
I like I like the kind of the darker delays, but it gives you the option of either then, and essentially it's saving you a bit of cash having both in one circuit rather than just the one.
Yeah.
So thinking about the other MXR MIDI pedals, they aren't terribly priced either. So they're
no, not at all.
They're around like your standard MXR pricing, kind of just pushing 100, maybe a little bit more than that, but nothing ridiculous price.
It's not like they break the bank, is it?
No, not at all. And being a company like MXR, having been around for such a long time, and having those absolutely ubiquitous pedals like the Phase 90 and the Dynacomp, it makes complete sense that they can they could ask for more, and they're happy to kind of serve both themselves and the customers in keeping the prices reasonable. So yep. I was absolutely down with that. Next bit of news, I think mixed reception would be generous to say.
Yeah.
So, Fender, a company who make guitars. First of all, they have they've announced something coming from I believe it's from the custom shop. It's a Game of Thrones inspired series of guitars. So there's a series of 3 guitars. There's a Stratocaster, there's a Telecaster, and a Jazzmaster. Where the tie-in between Fender and Game of Thrones comes in, I do not know. I've tried to come at this link.
I mean, yeah, there's not really. There's not really a link, is there? No,
not at all. But on top of that as well, did you ever get to see the teaser trailer video for them? Hello.
I've not seen the videos. All I've seen is photos and articles.
Have you not? Right, so the teaser trailer video has got 3 guitarists, and I think from the top of my head it is Ian Scott, Nuno Bettencourt, and Tom Morello, and they play the Game of Thrones theme tune on these 3 guitars.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of people. There's a lot of videos going around of people playing the Game of Thrones theme tune because obviously it's that time of year. It's the final ever season. Everybody's hyped for it, and everybody just kind of seems to be trying to fit it into everything at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I've been jumping on that bandwagon myself. Not on the bandwagon of like playing the Game of Thrones theme in order to get people like clicking the like and the subscribe, because it's a bit cheap and it's just it doesn't excite me at all. But I've been jumping back on some of the old episodes of Game of Thrones. Because as I was talking to you about before the cast, me and the missus got on the Game of Thrones train very, very late, and we pretty much had to just cannonball seasons 1 through to 6. We had to cannonball in like a month, so that was like watching multiple episodes every night. And for those of you who maybe don't watch Game of Thrones, or those of you who are kind of casual watchers of it, they're pretty fucking long episodes. So we're talking like almost an hour an episode. So that's like it's a big sink of time. And I found that when we did that, it's such an intricate and complicated.
It's a massive time sink.
So it's not only does it sink time, but in terms of like trying to follow the story as well. There's so many kind of interwoven, just intricacies and factions and just the sheer amount of characters in the thing. It. Like the first watch through, you get a basic overview of what's going on. So we've gone back to the start, as well as watching the new stuff. and it's just it. On a second watch through, it makes so much more sense. Whipping it back round to the Fender custom shop stuff, we've got the three guitars. So we're going to start off with the Stark Telly.
Yep.
So the Stark Telecaster, Swamp Ash body, sterling silver purfling. So it's I believe
very posh word.
Indeed, yeah. It's like fancy binding purfling is. And apparently this is inspired by Winterfell.
I mean, it's a Telecaster with a wolf drawn on it.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So, yeah. So we've got the direwolf sigil on the first fret and on the pickguard as well. Is this the one that's just literally like black and grey almost? Because I know there's one.
I think is this not a natural finish with silver?
Oh, is it? Okay,
over
then.
the top. I can't. I'm pretty sure, but I can't be certain.
Yeah. So I mean,
I've got photos of them somewhere.
That would be helpful because I'm doing this from memory, and there's one that I can remember really well, which we'll talk about a little bit later on, and the other two. I mean, considering the amount of money they are asking you to drop on these, they're just...
Yeah, so it's a natural or a very dark wood, but still kind of natural finish with a silver binding around the outside.
Yeah.
A scratch plate with a direwolf sigil, but it's a very plain looking telly. It's not even like your normal natural wood finish. It's a very dark, almost greyish, but it's still a natural wood. I don't know whether you can see that.
Yeah, got that. Yeah, it almost looks like charcoal, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of almost on the way, sort of. So it's very basic, very functional, which I think sort of is how Stark. They're not nothing fancy about them. So I kind of understand it. Like, don't get me wrong, I certainly wouldn't pay that price tag for it.
So we haven't mentioned the price there yet, but the price is $25,000.
Yeah,
US dollars. So that's not even Ugandan dollars. This is $25,000 for what? I mean, what we've both kind of. Look, our comments have been ones of apathy over anything else. It's been pretty much. So
yeah, and it's basically a custom shop telly, which you probably feel hard of paying $3,000 for a custom shop telly.
Oh yeah,
and this has got links to a TV show, so they've thrown $25,000 on.
Well. So it's sterling silver purfling around the outside. So it makes sense why the price is a little bit more. But fuck me,
there's a little bit, and
yeah,
and we've criticised Gibson in the past for doing like links with whatever they've done.
Lexus was one. Yeah, the one that they did.
Yeah, and we said that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
and
so
again,
this is the hammer swinging the other way, isn't it? This.
Yeah, like Fender. Yes, I love Game of Thrones, so I'm less angry about this than I am about a Lexus Les Paul, but it's still stupid. It's still a price. They are literally like, we had a comment on the live cast the other week that the Jimmy Page guitars were just Fender doing something just so they could get a load of money.
Yeah, just cashing in.
We kind of said, they're not the only ones to do it, but this is literally just cashing in. Yeah, the basic Swamp Ash telly.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult to see it from any other angle, isn't it? Like they can spin the angle of it's our tribute to an iconic TV show. You're like, yeah, but it has nothing to do with guitars. And as far as I remember, I've not seen a Fender guitar in any one of the episodes. So
No, they don't have guitars in that universe. It's set in the middle, sort of set in the Middle Ages.
yeah.
And
So
you know they've had instruments, none of which have been branded because you know it's set in the fucking Middle Ages.
yeah. It's set. Not only is it set in the Middle Ages, it's not even set in our world, is it? Yeah. So
yeah, and like I know the TV show is it's done things where they've had like Coldplay were in it for the Red Wedding and Ed Sheeran was in it, and you know they're called back to that in this season and what have you, but just there's nothing. So this is literally just a cash in. There's nothing linking. At least Jimmy Page played a Telecaster. I've not seen Jon Snow or Arya Stark play a Telecaster in the TV show. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember that scene.
No, I don't think Arya would play a Telecaster, to be honest. She'd play something fucking brutal, wouldn't she?
Yeah. Well, she'd probably play a headless bass. If it's got no head, it can't have a face, can it?
Well, I suppose, yeah. An unbranded bass. Oh, yeah, fair play. I was considering doing it in price order, but I'm gonna save the good one till last. Yeah, so we're gonna go with the Targaryen Stratocaster. So, for those who aren't au fait with Game of Thrones, the blonde lady who you see on all of the advertisements, the one who's always near a dragon.
Yeah,
it's essentially lady. Her. Yeah, Dragon Lady. Yeah. So. No surprises that this one comes in dragon scale. I assume it's carved, so it's obviously gonna take a lot of time to do and blah blah blah. 3-headed dragon sigil on the first fret and maybe the fretboard as well.
Yeah, it's kind of you can't see the whole thing because obviously you got the single coils and it's not kind of the right shape, but it's sort of there on the pick guard.
Yeah, is this the one with the brown pickguard, or is this?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, black body, brown pickguard.
Yeah, so this looked slightly more interesting than the start one, because it's got the contrast, it's got the textured body. I mean, as a character, she's all right, but I don't think I care too much about her signature Stratocaster.
No. I don't know whether you've ever seen it, but did you see the Yuri Shishkov Fabergé egg-inspired Stratocaster?
I did not know. I have not seen it.
So, about 4 years ago, they did this, but in blue.
Okay.
Because there's a Fabergé egg that has the same kind of textured scaling. With it's a blue egg with gold around the centre. And they did a guitar that was blue with gold... gold hardware, and I think the scratch plate had like gold inlays and stuff, and so they've just used exactly the same techniques that they used on that ridiculous guitar.
They've used the template,
and they've just gone, make it black and put a different scratch plate on it, and this one is the most expensive one.
It is, so this one's £35,000. $35,000, which I assume the Fabergé egg one was not, but I don't know. I
think that was ridiculously priced as well. I can't remember. It's 5 or 6 years ago at this point.
Okay. So, that one as well.
Meh.
Yeah.
Black hardware on a black guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just... the final one, which it really makes me... It makes me angry and sad and just disappointed that it's the nicest looking of the lot. It's a Jazzmaster, so I
Jaguar.
Is it a Jag? Oh yeah, of course it is. Sorry. So it's a Jag, which, like, straight off the bat means that I don't really give two fucks about it, and it's a Lannister Jag. And Lannisters are not the most enjoyed family in the Game of Thrones universe. They are.
I mean, there's two of them that I like, and like the family as a whole, everybody hates.
Yeah.
You've got Tyrion, who everybody kind
Tyrion's
of enjoys, and Jaime Lannister is one of my favourite characters. He's very much the kind of archetypal Game of Thrones character in that he should be hated because there's so much wrong with him, but he does so many different things across the seasons to make you think actually he's a good person inside.
Yeah,
it's just how he's been brought up.
Yeah, he's not so much of a dickhead. Yeah, he's definitely done dickheady things, but
he's also done the total opposite of dickheady things as well.
I mean, he's been doing Cersei for fucking years, so he's been doing the worst things for a long time.
Yes. But then he stopped Brienne from being raped, so, you know.
He swings and roundabouts, I suppose, isn't it?
You know, he's allowed to buff his own sister if he decides to stop other women getting raped.
Yeah, Brienne is...
One cancels out the other.
She's a bit of a ledge as well. I do like Brienne. Although,
have you seen the most recent episode?
Where she's being hit on by... I can't even remember his name.
Tormund and Jamie are both hitting on it. Tormund is the ginger beardy fella.
Yeah, yes, it's mainly him who's making essentially like medieval dick jokes at her, isn't he? Just going like,
want some?
Yeah, it's just saying like I'd play with those fields for 10 years or whatever he said to her, and she just looks over like, seriously, what the fuck?
But at the same time, he's brilliant. I love Tormund.
Yeah, he doesn't give two shit, and he's bragging about like drinking Giant's titty milk.
Yeah,
it's just amazing. That's why I'm so big, mate. Your game is weak. Your game is weak. Yeah. So. Back onto guitars rather than Game of Thrones, because we could talk Game of Thrones for donkeys, couldn't we? Lannister Jag, it's the most visually striking out of the lot. It's gold with red accoutrements. It's like a red scratch plate.
I think actually looking at the guitar, it's probably a red body with a lot of gold painting over the top.
Okay.
And the scratch plate is gold, and the Jaguar, the metal bits of the Jaguar are gold, and then the red is kind of like the base color, and everything else has kind of been really well. Like there's intricate paintwork all over the top. It looks to me like paintwork anyway. It might be inlaid as well. I don't know, but it's almost like they've done one of the banners. You know how everybody has their banners.
Yeah.
It's like they've painted the banner onto the guitar body, rather than just.
They're saying that this one's supposed to be inspired by the Red Keep in King's Landing. It's 24 karat gold leaf as well, so would make sense the fact that it is a pricey guitar and the intricacies of it as well. Yeah. I was just remembering it slightly different because I managed to write this podcast pretty much over a week ago. So yeah, thank you for reminding me of that one. Actually, yeah, it's very much where it's a red guitar with the detail in 24 karat gold.
And I mean the details are fantastic. I mean the headstock as well is just, again, it's a red background where I assume that's 24 karat gold leaf then, and the intricacies of how they've done the Fender Jaguar logo and incorporated that into the same kind of banner effect as well.
Yeah,
this one looks like it actually took a fuck ton of time to do.
Yeah. I mean, no doubt they all take a long time to do. But out of the lot, this one's actually the most visually striking, and the one that, if I was going to be paying like upwards of like 20 odd K for a guitar, this is the one I'd probably want to have. And it makes me sad just because it's a Lannister guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. And I assume they've chosen these three houses as kind of, they're the three options for who could be on the Iron Throne at the end, unless the White Walkers win.
That'd be a big old fuck you, wouldn't it?
I kind of would just love for them to have ended it with just some random fucker that we've never seen before. Last second swoops in, wipes out everybody, and just is
yeah.
the winner. And Fender go, oh fuck, we've got to make a guitar for him now.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, there are multiple houses that they could have gone for as well. There's the Baratheons, there's the Greyjoy.
Yeah,
you could even have like Dothraki. That would have been quite.
I'd have liked a Dothraki guitar. I think.
Yeah, kind of like leather bound and like just really kind of rustic looking. It would have been good.
Yeah.
It potentially led to some more interesting stuff than the Stark Telecaster.
Yeah, but then that's the whole point. The Starks are meant to be the ones that you root for from the start because they got screwed over.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that I want a guitar made for them though, because it's just and like I've mentioned, I'm a huge fan of mainly just Arya because she's a little badass.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
And yeah, it's always happy times when she's on the screen because she's just just badass. I just think is the word for it.
I'm pretty sure my favourite bits of any of Game of Thrones have been the times when her and the Hound were together.
Yeah, just chilling, just hanging out, just being absolute, just social bastards.
Yeah, that was a perfect duo. Like, I know I keep talking about the show, and that's not what we're supposed to be doing, but just Game of Thrones.
Bear with us. I mean, you've sat through pretty much an hour of Variax chat in the past, so it makes sense. I think we're probably going to wrap it there. To be honest, to be fair, we've got another couple of news stories, but I think what we'll probably do is use some of that on the live cast on Sunday, and I'll probably try and shoehorn it onto Game of Thrones chat again, because who doesn't like that?
It's Game of Thrones is I understand if you don't watch Game of Thrones, you must be very pissed off at the moment because everybody who watches it is talking about it, because it's one of those social events like Endgame where everything has culminated in the current 6-week span that we're in of the last 6 episodes, just like the last 10 years of films that have been posted out in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is culminating in Endgame. It's called Endgame for a reason.
Yeah, shit, mate. It's it like literally from the early stuff, it all points towards this one moment. So if you have watched any of the biggest movies within the last 10 years, you're pretty much pointing towards this moment. And I'm not going to spoil any of it until Sunday, in which I'm going to do. No, I'm not. I'm not going to be a bastard. That'd be horrible.
No.
But
what we need to do is set up a Patreon where we can put just Avengers chat and Game of Thrones chat. And
spoilers for all kinds of bullshit.
Yeah, and just talk about epic things that happen.
Yeah, maybe that will happen. Maybe it will. But for now, I think we need to wrap the episode. We're at an hour and 10-ish. So that's a decent length, isn't it?
It is.
That's what she said.
Way.
If you want to catch us online, you go facebook.com. You go into groups. You'll find us on Fret Talk Podcast group. If you want to find me online, you go facebook.com/BudgetPedalChap. You go instagram.com/BudgetPedalChap. If you have not already, subscribe to the Budget Pedal Chap YouTube channel. I am at 93 subscribers, I think, at my last check. And if I get up to 100, it will be youtube.com/BudgetPedalChap, and it will just make this outro so much easier. So help me help you.
And also on top of that, the content is actually quite good as well. Like, not just so that you can get the URL. Go and watch the content because it's quite good. You find out about like what I'd never heard of this Tony control. Is it
Tone?
Tony?
Yeah, it's Italian.
And
I think.
he teaches you how to use that, and you get to hear wonderful pedals and get like little random blues lessons thrown in as well. And there's loads of great stuff. So go and watch the videos as well.
Yeah, it's all free. I do it off my own back, and yeah, all I want is a custom URL. So make that happen for me. Make it happen. If you want to catch Matt online, he does so much stuff. So pretty much any social media, heel_MattQ, you will find Matt doing it. So you do Twitch streaming for your gaming stuff. You're on Twitter as general kind of musings. You're on the Bad Bookers podcast as their Matt Quine.
Yeah,
as the Matt
Quine.
Yeah. Not only are you the Matt Quine of the Fret Talk podcast, you are the Matt Quine of the Bad Bookers podcast as well. So there's that. I extend just the greatest thanks to all of you listeners, and the edit for this podcast you'll probably notice there'll be some weird jumpy sections and some maybe bits of silence, and that's because we've been having some mental internet issues tonight, and we've just been fighting through it. So if I manage to edit it out where you can't hear that, but if you do notice that, it's not that me and Matt are going off each other. It's the fact that the internet has not been kind to us this week. So
no, it hasn't.
I extend all of the thanks and the patience for you getting to the end of the podcast. And to us for getting to the end of the podcast as well. Oh, it's been a slog.
It has, but we got there in the end.
Yeah, and it's no matter what technical shit we have to get through, it's always enjoyable doing these podcasts. So I'm going to give a shout out to you as well, Matt. So thank you for making these podcasts possible, because otherwise I'd be sat in my living room just talking about Game of Thrones to myself. Which I don't think anyone wants to hear.
It'd be a bit weird.
It would be, yeah. Might try it one week, see what would happen. We've got
something a bit different.
We've got episode 100 coming up, haven't we? Maybe that'll be the special episode. Budget Pedal Chap sits in his living room in his pants
and does some ramblings,
talking to himself about Game of Thrones. So I think that's us for the week. From myself, Mr. Budget Pedal Chap. From the Matt Quine of podcasts, Mr. Matt Quine. Say bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt.
Yay!
It
will be a goodbye and good night for this week. This week. Oh, I'm fucked, mate. I can't even words anymore.
It's because I made you stay so late.
Yeah, well, it don't matter. So I can do things and stuff. Ta-ra a bit, people. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
Budget Pedal Chap is for Team Stark.